Hello, I want to thank you for watching this video today. This is Jim Holt with Eris Builders. You can see our contact information here on your screen. If you're watching this video, then you're probably looking for information on construction change orders. Some builders call them change orders, some call them QOCs or quotation on change of work. They all pretty much mean the same thing. What a change order is basically any change to your construction contract. Your contract should include your plans, your specifications, your clarifications, and this is for any type of construction or building project. Many times throughout the construction project there are going to be changes. Some of the changes are going to be created by the owners, some are going to be created by possibly city inspectors or your local jurisdiction inspectors, sometimes by architects, designers, and even sometimes by the contractor. And I'm going to go over and show you a change order here in a second. But those could include, for instance, if a homeowner wants to move a window. It could be generated by the builder if they run into some unforeseen conditions, possibly a hard dig or something that wasn't anticipated, that was excluded from the contract. You also want to have a change order if there's any change to your completion date. If there's a rain delay possibly that would delay or extend the project. If you have any allowances, once the allowances are clarified, like if you've got allowances for your appliances, once you've selected those and those have been priced, then you're going to want to do a change order to incorporate the price and those specifications into your contract, and any number of things that would affect your contract. A change order, once signed, does become part of your construction contract. So it's very important that any change that's made, you go ahead and have your builder prepare a change order, so that you got it covered in your contract agreement. So I'm going to show you an example of a change order now. I'm going to change screens here. This is just a change order created in an Excel spreadsheet. That's typically what most of your builders are going to use unless they have some sort of project management software. You can see the areas that are blacked out are because those are clients' names. But this was an example of a change order on a house in Arizona, a custom home. This is the top part of the change order. You can see over here, I'll move over, up at the top it was change order number 3. We I think had about 30 or so change orders on this particular project. So there are several key parts to a change order. Most important would be the scope of work, what you're changing. So here you can see, let me pan down, we had a bunch of electrical changes during an electrical walkthrough. So we made note of all those items. As you can see, we listed them all here. So these are all items that were not part of the original plan specifications or the construction contract. So this is a lot of information, but you want to make sure it's in there. Then there's going to be no questions later on. So that scope is obviously a very key part of the change order. Another key part is, you can see up here, this is the total price for this change. And on this particular change order, I'll move over here to the right, you can see that every line item is itemized. So down at the bottom, you can see the subtotal, the additions for overhead, which would be insurance, tax, and the builder fee. And these should all be negotiated up front during your contract. You want to make sure when you're in that contract phase that you're discussing change orders with your builder so that you can have these items all prepared and negotiated so there's no questions later. In other words, sometimes builders charge more fee for a change order because it does disrupt the normal construction process. So you just want to have all those things discussed and in the contract up front. Another key part is, let me go back up here to the top, is if there's going to be a time extension. You can see on this particular change order there was 5 days added to the contract for all this additional work. So you want to make sure that that's also incorporated into any change orders that you have. Obviously we talked about the overall price. In this case it was an add of just under $5,000. Another item that you want to make sure you discuss is the date that it's good till. You should have a date on here. Is this good for a week? Is this good for 3 weeks? Is it good for 3 months? It'll let you know how quickly you need to make that decision. In certain situations, and this is a good example, this was generated during an electrical walkthrough. So the house was framed. We were waiting to insulate and drywall. The electricians, mechanical, plumbing, electrical contractors were all in the home. We did a walkthrough and these items were all generated then, so it had to be done very quickly. So in this case we would have had a shorter time frame to get this signed. Another thing that you need to discuss up front with your builder about change orders is that they are put in front of the homeowner and signed by the homeowner before the work is completed or even started. You do not want to wait till the end of your project to get a big, huge pile of change orders. So anything that is changed, you want to make sure that you sign and approve it as the owner before the work is started. That's very important. That'll save a whole lot of negotiating and possible arguments later on. Change orders can also be done in the field. This one here you can see is obviously generated on the computer. We had a little bit of time to get this done. Sometimes there are changes that need to happen immediately, and your builder should be able to, if not give you an exact price, they should be able to give you a ballpark, a range that you're going to approve in the field. So just make sure that if it's something that has to happen quickly, you go ahead and have them do that quick so you can not delay the project. That is pretty much it for a change order. Well, I guess another key area is down here at the bottom. You want to make sure that you have both signed it, and you want to make sure that you keep a copy of it as the owner. Along with your change orders, like I said, in this case, this was change order number 3. I'm going to just show you down here at the bottom. You can see how all the change orders were tracked. I'm going to go down to the end here, and you should also have a change order log. Your builder should be keeping this, but if I were you, anytime as an owner you have a change, you're going to want to get a copy of this log, because what this does, it tells you all the changes that have been presented to you. I'm going to pan to the right. You can see the amount submitted, the date submitted, amount approved, and date approved. And in this case, they're tracked whether or not the subs have received their change orders. So that's important, so you know how many change orders are out there, what they all were for, whether or not you've approved them. And then down at the bottom, you should have a total. Your total change order amount, let me see if I can get this in the screen, your original contract amount, and now your current contract amount after the changes. So that's pretty much all you need to know on change orders. If you do have additional questions, please contact us at arisbuilders.com, 480-580-5980, or James Holt at cox.net.